All right. Hey there. Good morning, everybody. Christopher Inch with Texas West Capital coming at y'all live here on Friday, the 27th of September, 2024, just after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, just north of Houston, Texas. And man, locking in some good profits already this morning. So good to have you all jumping in here with us. We're going to talk a little bit about alts today. Of course, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about stocks and man, oh man, we got a lot going on. I'm not sure how long I've got to be able to be in here, but we'll try and get this done. If you guys get a chance, which means you have a chance, so please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow, hit the like. Be sure you leave a comment. That kind of stuff that helps the algorithm out, guys, because let's face it, I have nowhere near the followers that the big influencers do, but I believe we do a pretty damn good job here. Last week, we talked about Bitcoin to 65,000 this week, and sure enough, we've hit that, and we've hit more, right? So we're up. Where have we hit? We've hit up there 66,500 or so. So it's been a good week, right? Hopefully, you guys are doing all well, doing well as well, I guess is what I could say there, right? So. Yeah. Anyway, we'll take a look at those things. Take a look at gold. We'll take a look at some of the usual ones we take a look at as well. But really, man, I think the story is, excuse me, getting all choked up here, man. I think the story is definitely Bitcoin and alts. I think alts are, we started talking a few months ago about them potentially finding a bottom. And so they did just a bit more beyond that, and I think we're there. So we'll take a look at those. But the first thing we'll look at here, guys and gals, is let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's get some little better picture on here. That's not going to work so well. Let's try that one. That'll work. Let me see here, and I'll get this to fit in the screen a little bit better there for y'all, so you can see as much as possible. Let me see here. I'm grabbing the wrong one. Of course. Couldn't be that easy, could it? Let's see here. There we go. We got us a little bit more room on there. All right. Happy little trees and all, right? Hey, if you're in Florida, man, I hope y'all are doing all right. We've got my friends Gary out there and Samuel's out there and Crypto Lifer out there. So man, oh man, Scott Melker, he's out there. He was on the other side of it, but still, I know Gary was doing an updated, like a 45-minute update all night long, it seemed like. And that water got close. That surge came up pretty close to his place. So fortunately for him, he made it through all right. Just got dirt all over in the yards and whatnot now, all that junk. So again, if you're in Florida, hopefully you're all right and you're safe, and hopefully things haven't been ruined for you over there. Yeah, Florida's still around. It's nice to hear. Yeah. What would we do without, Florida man, right? All right. So anyway, Bitcoin, guys, what's going on with Bitcoin here? Well, we're still within this ascending channel here, right? We've broken out above the 65,099 and 95 cents here on Bitcoin all-time index. The big one we need to break out, though, is this one up here, the 70,040. I know a lot of people are talking about first higher high. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It is not a higher high yet when we're looking at structure, right? Structure, this is bearish market structure. We've got a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So in order to break bearish market structure like that, you have to get above the last lower high. This is the last lower high. I know this high is lower here, but what happened? We didn't actually make a new lower low, right? So this high is still in progress. Now off the swing low here, we do have a higher high. But in terms of structure here, I want you guys to make sure you understand this, okay? We've got, again, those lower highs, those lower lows and lower highs off that all-time high into this 49,000 low here. So we've got to get above this 70,000 area up here to break that market structure, okay? And once we do, then we will have here, obviously, a high, a low, and if we keep going here, maybe a higher high here, getting off there. And so, we will have that. What's going on, Fibbo? I see you there. Soren, Data, Jay, Daniel, Claudio, Sats. What's going on, guys? But, here we go. We're still within this channel here. Now, the problem, the only issue I really have with this channel is that usually when price is in a channel, it's corrective, right? It's the wave 3 that breaks out of the channel, whether the trend is going up and wave 3 breaks out, or trend is going down and wave 3 breaks down. Most often when it's in a channel, it remains corrective. Now, what does that mean? Well, damn, right? That means a couple of possibilities. So, you have to zoom in to potentially get like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And that's what I've done at the moment. But if we're zooming out to the daily, it's possible we've just got like potentially 3 waves up here. Now, what that could mean is we could be building a large leading diagonal here, right? It could be ABC is 1, 2, and then we're getting here, we'll get ABC is 3, 4, and ABC is 5. Then we'll get down, and then we'll go. So that is the one possibility. We could be building, a large like diagonal out of here. And in that case, this of course being, potentially corrective here. Well, it is what it is, right? So that is definitely a possibility if we're not going to see some sort of run out of through the top of this channel here. Now, if we do see a pop out of this channel and it really starts kind of running, well, that'll tell us again, this is likely still 1, 2, and 3. So based on this being a 1 and a 2, wave 3, minimum expected target 82,478. All right. So that's kind of where I'm looking at, generally speaking, on this larger time frame. Okay. What is the difference between subscribing to Traders Club versus Fibbo's threshold theory? Do I get the same access? No. So threshold theory, Fibbo does put his trades in there, but it's also, that's really his educational point. That's where he teaches you where you can learn how he does, how his threshold theory works. The Traders Club gives you access to his trades, to my trades, to Andrew's trades, and to Vince's trades. And so I'm going to be honest with you. They've been pretty freaking awesome. We've been in, we just launched, two Tuesdays ago, I guess. So we've been just over a week here. And it's just absolutely been phenomenal. We've had so many great trades. Currently, the Bitcoin long I'm in right now, I know off the top of my head, we just locked in almost 4%, letting the rest ride now, to head up higher here. And I know, I think Andrew was in a bonk trade. I've got a bonk chart here I'm going to pull up, but man, that thing took off. And I think he did a not trade that turned out really well as well. Andrew's a machine, man. He's posting out. Sometimes he posts out some, and I'm getting ready to post. I'm like, oh damn, he's already done it. So I got to look for something else. But that Vince, of course, is our shorter term trader guy. Really relies heavily on price action. If you're looking to make money in a shorter period of time, like a real quick kind of day trades, more or less, he's definitely someone you want to follow. He's been locking in profits this morning as well. And he focuses basically on Bitcoin and the S&P, the micro minis there on the S&P. So, we've got it, whether you're looking for a little bit longer term trade, a little bit longer swing term trade, or you're looking for day trades, you're looking for really fast day trades, you're looking for, Fibbo's threshold theory trades. I mean, they're all in there. And, right now for $50 a month, guys, you can't beat it. If you've been in since we launched 2 Tuesdays ago and you haven't paid for multiple months of the service yet, it's just been because you aren't taking the trades. I'll be honest with you. And of course, we do give you access to my risk management framework that I use. So you get that as part of it. And of course, Fibbo explains how to position, because he doesn't use stop losses like I do, but his risk management is based on his position sizing, which is based on how much he's allocating, to his trades. So he teaches you that, and there's a video teaching you that in there as well. So, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know how else to say it. I'm posting, winners and whatever we continue to do on there. We've had a couple of losers, but our losers are capped at like 1%, basically speaking. So, you're getting these trades that are making you 4% or 10% or whatever, and you're, multiple times over, and you're only losing 1% the couple of times that you lost. I mean, it's significant. So, Schoolboy, what's going on? You said the risk video is worth the bread alone. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'll be honest with you guys. No matter how you trade, risk management, if you want to trade, if you're serious about trading, like legit serious. A lot of people come and they say, oh, I want to trade. I want to learn to trade. And they're not really serious about it, right? But if you're legit serious about it, you absolutely have to learn proper risk management. There is no way that you will be successful if you don't. Okay. This is me talking all these years. This is everybody I've known all the years that have been successful. It's the one thing that sets them apart from everybody else. I've never met anybody who's been a successful trader who hasn't put most of their effort in their risk management. And so, yeah, it's absolutely the most important thing you'll do day in and day out as a trader. Matter of fact, here, real quick before we get on here and continue on, I just got a message this morning from one of our students who's been with us since 2020. So we've been in business since 2017. They came in 2020, just started back then, right? So 4 years. And they showed me their portfolio. Their portfolio, the equity curve on the thing, up 700%, guys. 700%. Coming in new, learning what we teach them, up 700% in 4 years. And that's bear market and everything all through there. And so, and I think they were focused on long only, as a matter of fact, with that. But I mean, there's no better testimonial than what our members are doing here, guys, whether it's shorter term or longer term results. I can sit here and tell you all day how great it is. I really believe it is. I think we're doing absolutely phenomenal. But I know you're like, oh, well, you own it, so you're going to say it, of course. No, I get that, but pay attention to the testimonials out there. I've linked them a lot of times there. It's below the video here. There's a link. You can go testimonial.texaswestcapital.com. Check it out. Even got our first video testimonial. That was pretty cool. So yeah, lots of good stuff going on there. Let me see here. What'd you say there, Data? Something Andrew posted nudged me into Doge, currently up 8x since entering, still running. Love it. Love it. Love it. And by the way, guys, if you truly want to learn how to trade, it's not even so much how to trade as it is how and why markets move the way they do, how to trade that successfully. It's the risk management. It's the how to understand when you're looking at the charts. And then with that understanding, we teach you how to actually approach the market depending on what's going on, right? So if you want to do that, you can join our group coaching, and Traders Club is included in that, by the way. While you're in there, we've got a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month access, and you can use code 30, so 30 off CG, and you can get 30% off that. But that's going to be ending up here pretty soon. But, if you're serious to trade, we're the place to do it, guys. I'm not going to mince, words here. If you're not serious about it, don't join. You can join Traders Club. You can get in there and get some trades, but don't join the group coaching unless you're really serious about trading, because if you are, it's going to change your life. I'll tell you. And we've got enough testimonials to prove it. So, Andrew types fast that I could read. Dude, you ain't even kidding, man. I can't even keep up with all the trades, and he always puts out, again, all the, watching this trade, and this is what I'm watching for and all that. So y'all are gonna have it, have those heads up before it even gets into there. So yeah. Let me see here. Oh, Chef Webb, what's up? I joined the Trader Club last week and probably taken 3 trades or so, all made profit. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Let me see here. The Lone Wolf, what's you saying? Bitcoin behaves the same like just before the COVID crash. So you think, let me see here. So if I understand you correctly, let me zoom out a little bit here. You think this is similar to this. Is that what you're saying? So the one thing we want to understand about this move down here, I see a lot of people, especially a lot of big influencers, have been referencing this so many times. Guys, this was an anomaly. Remember, we had the deep drive down here. That was due to the BitMEX's liquidation engine. Remember, it went all crazy. It went all cray out there. And this stopped here when they turned off the liquidation engine. That's when that stopped there and caught the bid and rallied up. So don't think that that we're going to see something like this. Okay. Also, the other thing here is that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. So this is a wave 1. Wave 2 pulling back here. When it went beyond 78.6, went down 85.4. But that makes sense, right? This right here is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it doesn't make sense to drop here down 90%, right? Now, again, we could lose support here. Remember, we pulled back to the 38.2, which is where you initially look for a wave 4 to target, and it's right there. And so, when you're looking at that, I've got it says, an ABC for W, X, ABC for Y here, right? Now, it could break down below it, and we would just look at the 50%. Same thing I've been talking about for a while here, right there around 43,000. And that's a legitimate 4th wave target. So it doesn't mean, oh my God, it's the end of the world or anything, even if we were. But right now, we're coming up pretty close to that 70,000. And the odds of us coming way down here, if we hit that 70,000, are very, very insignificant. I mean, the odds are just minuscule. We can't ever guarantee something won't or will happen. But, when you're in trading, it's not about possibilities. It's about probabilities, right? Because anything's possible at any time. What is more likely to happen is what it is. And the problem for new traders coming in is they don't have the experience. They don't understand how to read markets. They don't understand how to read charts. And so, what's probable? And that's where they get caught up, because a possibility to them becomes a probability. Even if that possibility is like a 0.5% possibility that it'll happen. Does that make sense? Speaking of Andrew, there's Andrew showing up here. He heard us talking about him. What I love about the weekly RSI here, guys, if you caught me on Scott's show on Wednesday, I talked about this. We're right here, like around this 43 level here, 44 level. We're finding that support again. It's that support resistance kind of level all the way going back years here. And that's where we're popping up here. By the way, we just crossed bullishly back above neutral here and above the SMA. I mean, that's bullish. Stoke RSI breaking out of oversold after it crossed bullishly here, breaking out on the bullish side of neutral there. I mean, that's all on the weekly. That's all bullish, guys. That's all bullish. If we look at the monthly, how's that monthly candle look? Look at that monthly candle. Come on. Y'all a little bit excited here. Admit it. Nice bullish engulfing candle forming. Volume less, obviously, than here because we had that deep drop there. But, I mean, you could basically say fair value gap here doing its job on the monthly here as well. But nice bullish engulfing candle so far. We're bouncing on the SMA here. So we remain bullish above neutral on RSI. Stoke RSI curling back up, remaining bullish above neutral at this time as well. Obviously, we still have, 4 days or so? 1, 2, 3. It's only 30 days this month? Why did I think there was 31? Man, okay. So we've only got about 3 days, including today here, till the month closes. Remember, September, notoriously seasonally, we talked about this, in August coming in, that September was notoriously the worst month, right? Both in crypto and in stocks. And the last 2 weeks of September are on average the worst 2 weeks of the year. But I mentioned to you that there was a good chance we were likely going to see a bullish September coming in. And so that's what we've seen. Okay. So, I mean, it's been pretty great, right? So we'll see how it continues to play out here. But so far, so good. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see a rally up into resistance and a pullback and then a breakout, right? Because what do we talk about all the time here? Well, when we're looking at Wyckoff, what happens most often is when you have an accumulation or reaccumulation range, what happens is you'll rally up into the resistance and then you'll pull back and then you'll get the breakout. So, I mean, while we could, I mean, it's possible, again, possible, probable, right? So while it's possible that we could just kind of zoom, 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 on out, right? It's more probable that we'll get a rejection somewhere in here, and then a pullback, and then a rally and breakout if we're going to do that. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what we're looking at on there. Again, weekly looks great. A lot of room on the weekly. Monthly looks really good. 3-day, we're topping out and overbought here with Stochh RSI. RSI remains bullish above neutral. Let me see here. We had this nice 3-day candle here. This big bump of volume locally here. Nice big candle breaking out above that previous resistance. Came back, retested here, breaking out higher once more. Daily, look at daily. See, everybody says, everybody freaks out when your oscillators get to overbought. But all that means when your oscillators get to overbought is that you're in a strong bullish trend. Now, it does mean at some point it's going to reverse, but don't think it has to right away. Look at what happens here on the daily. Look at this. This daily here, RSI, broke in here February 9th. Right over here around 47,144, right? It rallied up. It pulled back right here and broke down around 51,000. That was already 10% up. But then look, it kicks back up again around 54,000 and continues to remain overbought. It rallies all the way up to 74,000, guys. 54 to 74,000. I mean, geez, whiz, come on. Okay? So don't think that just because you hit overbought that you have to immediately turn down, especially on the larger time frames. They tend to stay overbought for a while. And so here we are again, with stochastic RSI here overbought. I mean, I don't know. We got something similar going on here. If we look at, let's look at this right here. So we've got this move, right? Which led to kind of this move here, or coincided, I guess, with this move here, right? And that seems an awful lot like this move here, which it could potentially play out further. And then, this, of course, would play out further here. But this move kind of here, right? Are we getting something like this? This was much more, see, the difference was this was much more impulsive in nature here. See how you get the large candles, very little pullback. Here, you get a rally up, a pullback, rally up, pull back into it, rally a bit higher, pullback right there, and you're finding some support, creating support along the way. But nonetheless, the setup in the area is looking quite similar with the price action, the RSI, and the stochastic RSI with where we are as well. And going on there. And of course, even volume, right? Even volume. You got volume rallied up and dropping off. You got volume here rallying up and potentially dropping back off here. So, if you like analogs, that looks kind of interesting, right? So we'll continue to push up higher, or we'll continue to remain long while it continues to push up higher. We had this initial right here on this chart at 66.5, 67.50. And this is 66.5, 14.40. So pretty damn close to it from what we had previously. You should have been long on the breakout down here. No two ways about it. Should have been long. Stop loss right below the swing low. Let me see. Okay, that's all it is there. You see the volume picking up as we've kind of gotten into this area here, breaking out. That's where our volume picked up. But it's not just a spike of volume. It's not like just a sudden spike of volume like this, where you have your volume way down here and then boom, pops up. Hit the pullback here, right? This is expansion volume as we're coming through here. So I think we continue to see this push up further. All right. And so what we want to see is we definitely want to see that breakout above this, this swing high up here at 70, 70,040 on the all-time index here. That's just a stone's throw away from where we're at, guys. It's what, 8%, 7%, something like that from where we're at here. I don't even know. No, 6%. 6%. So, okay. Let me see here. Andrew, what'd you say, Andrew? Should have been long on the wedge break on not. Y'all in the Traders Club. No, I've been banging on the door on that one. You have been quite often. That's right. Matter of fact, I saw a trade on not, and I decided not to post it because you had already posted yours on there. So, it is what it is. But anyway, so, again, Bitcoin looking good, guys. But does that mean that alt season can't come? Well, I don't think so. Remember what I've been talking about this year, guys. It's this idea that we're going to see alts kind of rally alongside Bitcoin. So previous cycles, we would see people make money in Bitcoin, right? And then as that kind of topped out, they take those profits and they move them over to the alts, and then they cycle, from your megas to your large to your small to your, caps, going through all that, right? And then recycle it back into Bitcoin, right? And I said this year, I don't think that's going to happen. I said, I believe we're going to see them rallying alongside Bitcoin. Why? Because now we have ETFs, right? And those ETFs, when people buy them, they have to buy Bitcoin. And ETFs give a specific group of people that aren't actually in Bitcoin reason to get in. It also makes it a little bit easier for other people who are in that don't want to deal with their own custody and all this stuff. It gives them the ability to do so a lot easier there. So what happens? Well, Bitcoin continues to bring in money, and we know because they got over 50 billion, something like that. I don't even remember how much they've got now on these all these Bitcoin ETFs, right? And so we don't have your crypto bros kind of, you can have them cycling in and out, but it isn't, the money that they're cycling out is not comparable to the money that's actually coming into Bitcoin, right? So what happens? Well, they cycle out and they do their thing and they jump into alts or whatever. Now, here's the other part of this. I think one of the things, so we've got Bitcoin options coming out. Okay. Now that's going to be able, well, I say Bitcoin option, Bitcoin ETF options on IBIT. That's the only one that's been, the SEC has said, okay, they fast tracked it. They said, okay, we can do options on IBIT. And other ones will come, you'll see. But what this does is options allow you to arbitrage and they allow you to create yield. Why is yield important? Because now you're talking about a yield generating asset, right? You have to go through a few extra steps with options, but you're still generating yield without having to sell your Bitcoin. What does that mean? It means more money. What are people going to do with that money? I believe we're going to see a lot of it flow into alts at some point. So now that's future on, right? They haven't actually started the options yet on that. They've approved it. It hasn't actually launched yet. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. So if you're totally down and out about alts, don't be. I think we've got some serious, alts have a future. When you look at that, you also look at, we know China just unveiled this huge stimulus plan. I think it's like the largest one they've had in about a decade. And they may not be done. They may unleash even more liquidity, right? That doesn't mean it all flows in immediately. Okay. But it should make its way into U.S. markets, and not just U.S. markets, stocks, again, extra cash out there in stocks, but also into crypto. And, so some of it's going to go into Bitcoin because people are smart, but people are still going to be degenerates. They're still going to try to, not just degenerates, but they're going to try to create a lot more yield over, or a lot more profit over a shorter period of time. So you're going to alts. Okay. Also, the Fed. So the Fed, aggressive 50-point base cut, right? So what does that do? Well, that, again, that doesn't, it is encouraged. It's a way to encourage banks to lend. They don't have to lend, But as you drop that Fed's fund rate further and further, it encourages them more and more to lend. That's what they're trying to do with that. Why is that a big deal? How does that create liquidity? Because by lending, they're creating credit, right? Creating credit. They're creating new dollars with their fractional reserve banking, right? So the Fed doesn't actually have to pump anything out there. The banks will go ahead and create extra dollars through fractional reserve banking and lending and credit. But we also know the odds are the Fed's going to turn on the spigot pretty soon here. I mean, there's arguments that it's already kind of been on in a backdoor kind of way. I'm not going to get on it because it's very, very in depth. In this idea between the treasuries, what's going on with the government and the treasuries and the Fed. But the expectations that the Fed's going to turn on QE a bit coming up. So, again, a lot of extra money sloshing around is going to find its way into risk-on assets, stocks, Bitcoin, crypto. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at as we see this, right? So let's jump in here. What do we got? Well, here's total 2. If you guys have been following me for a while, I bring this chart up from time to time. I talked about the accumulation range we had here. Absolutely beautiful price action and volume relationship coming through it. Breakout. Look at the nice rally from, from down here at 433 billion up here to 1.27 trillion, back down to 719, almost 720 billion, and on its way looking to break out. So what we need, we've got an ABC and then an ABC here. So that's a WXY correction, breaking out above, let me see here. It's right here. It's the 185. Breaking out about right here above 1.185 trillion. Will confirm this count here. And that gives us a minimum wave 5 of 3 target up here at about 1.808 trillion. This is total. This is everything basically minus Bitcoin. We're on the verge of a breakout here. So do you believe in alt season? Now, I guess that's the question, right? And when I say that, of course, I get that "Do you believe in love" Cher song in my head, but somebody needs to go ahead and do a meme on that. Do you believe in alt season instead of love, right? Gotta believe in love, though, folks. Gotta be loving. Let me see here. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at with this here. So if you're not excited by this, right? If you're not excited by what you're seeing here, I mean, what do we do, guys? Look down here. Look down here. RSI breaking out bullishly above the SMA and above neutral there, right? What else is going on below it? We had an impulsive breakout through the SMA and out of oversold, rallying up to neutral right now on the stochastic RSI. All on the weekly, guys. This is all on the weekly. This is what you want to see. And you're about to break out here as well, right? So you're breaking, and if you don't even like the SMA, you can just draw your resistance line here. We've already broken out through the resistance here, right here on the RSI. We broke out back here. Looks like the second week. It looks like the second week of September. Coming up out of here. And what have we seen this month? We've seen alts start moving, right? You guys have been paying attention, right? You've seen alts moving. So I know most people are beaten down, feeling pretty bad about alts and whatever, because, they just seem like they couldn't get going. But I think we need to start watching them here. And again, if you've been in the Traders Club over the last week and a half or whatever, you've had a lot of alt trades that have worked out really well, that have run really well. Here's Pepe. I think it's another one Andrew was posting in there as well. Look at this breakout here. You know how you trade this, guys? Look at this. Watch. I'll show you how you trade this. Okay. Descending resistance, right? You go long on the breakout. You go long on the breakout. Stop loss right below that swing low right there. Target, initial target, this area right here. That's 5.2R. If you know my risk management framework, that gets you 5.2% on your portfolio, guys, in one trade. 5.2%. Doesn't take many of those trades to double and triple and whatever else your portfolio, guys. And if you get off this, it's all about the single trade. If you stop being focused on the single trade and instead focus on your system, your profits are going to come a lot easier. When you're focused on the trade, the profit on the trade, that kind of stuff, I'm going to tell you what, on the single trade, it's always just about that trade. You're going to have a very, very difficult time being successful as a trader. Okay? Trading is about the long term. It's about the culmination of trades you get. Why? Because there are no guarantees. That's exactly why. So you have to have a system that, most importantly, your average winner is more than your average loser. Beyond that, the holy grail of trading is not only to have your average winner be greater than your average loser, but to also be able to get at least a 50% strike rate. That means at least half your trades right. If you can do those two things, your equity curve is going to look like this. That's going to be your equity curve. May even look more like this. Okay? But here's the great thing. You don't even have to have a 50% strike rate. As long as your average winner is greater than your average loser, your strike rate can come down. And the greater your average winner is, right, than your average loser, the lower your strike rate can be. If your average winner is, say, 5R and your average loser is 1R, right? So you make 5% when you win, you lose 1% when you lose. You can have like a 20% strike rate. 1 out of 5 trades right. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. It's all about the risk management. And then once you figure that out and you do that properly, and you do it consistently every damn time you trade, don't get lazy. Don't say, oh, well, this time it looks so good, I'm going to go up there. Because you know what? It takes one time for price to tank against you like this. And a lot of y'all out there trading really crappy shit coins that rug in like a minute, right? And first of all, you shouldn't be in that trash anyway. That's going to lose you money left and right. But without a stop loss on that, and if it's tanking like that, you're probably going to get some kind of slippage anyway on it. But without a stop loss on that, you could lose everything in one shot. Just like that. It has to be consistent. It has to be all the time. Okay? But anyway, that's your initial target here. Secondary target would be right up about here, which gets you 10.5R, 10.5%. I mean, my God, and you're risking only 1%, guys. You're only going to lose 1%, potentially make 10 times that on the trade. This is how you are successful as a trader. This is how you build wealth as a trader. Okay? Not all the other moonshots, not all the over leverage, not all the other stupid, everything position size, or the position size is everything in your portfolio. You don't know. That's not how you do it. Everybody's hoping for that one trade that'll make them 1,000x in an hour. And that's why you continue to lose money out there, guys, okay? And I don't say that to be mean to you. I say that to be a wake-up call, because you can do so much better than what you've done. You can be a successful trader. Again, when these guys are nice enough to give me testimonials, I pop them up as soon as I can. It's like pulling teeth sometimes, but, the reality of it is, the people are successful, right? That they can be successful as traders. We put you on that right track in our group coaching program there. It is money well spent. Or you can sit out here thinking you're going to do it on your own, and maybe you will. Maybe you will. Every once in a while, somebody does. Okay? Most of the time, like 90+% of the time, 95+% of the time, 98+% of the time, people aren't doing it on their own. I didn't do it on my own. I had to get serious about it, decide that I really wanted to learn, and find a mentor. And then I've had a few mentors since then. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, oh yeah, guys, I'm so good. I figured it out on my own and, and whatever. No, because it's BS. And I'm a smart guy. I'll tell you. But there's so many little intricate things about trading that you don't understand, or that you hear people say and you really don't understand until you're with the right person. And all of a sudden, when they're saying it and the way they're talking about it and whatever brought it on that y'all were talking about, all of a sudden it clicks. And those are the moves that make. Learning how to trade isn't just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a little gradually here and there. It's like one day, all of a sudden, something makes sense. And the next day, or, then you're kind of, and then all of a sudden, a week later or a month later, another very important part of it makes sense. You just wake up and all of a sudden it makes sense. This is what happens as a trader, right? And so that's why we focus so strongly on risk management to begin with, because if you don't, and even if you never join us, guys, listen up here, okay? If you don't focus, here's the thing. Okay. If you're starting out trading, you are absolutely going to do this. You are not going to come in. This is not going to be your equity curve as a new trader. I promise you. If you're learning how to trade, this is not going to be it. It will forever be like this. All right? And the worse you are at risk management, or the more you choose to neglect it, the more it's going to be like this. Okay? This is why we spend so much time talking about risk management, because you want to be able to keep the money you have as much as possible while you're learning until you get to that point where you start becoming profitable. The only way you do that is through proper risk management. Okay? Seriously. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Andrew, those of you that don't know, Andrew actually has been a student for a little over a year. And why did he become a lead trader over here, head trader over here with us? Because he figured it out. He paid attention. He was serious. He wanted to really learn, and he figured it out while he was learning with us. And man, oh man, just the stories he's told me along the way. I'm not going to put them out here because I didn't ask if I could share them, but, really just kind of changing his life and the possibilities that he has, right? What'd you say there, Peter? Same, definitely refine your skills with the course. Yeah. See, I mean, this is what we do, guys. I take it seriously. I can't force you to be as serious as you need to be as a trader. That's why I said earlier, if you're really not serious about it, if you're just talking a big game, don't join us. You're going to waste your money. I don't want you to waste your money, guys. I mean, it'll also, you'll be like, oh, it doesn't work and whatever. And it does, obviously, with all the people that have continued to do well with us. But the big thing is, I don't want you wasting your money. I don't want you lying to yourself about it doesn't work, because that's not just with us. That's with life. If you don't give like real effort into something and you just give it mouth service, lip service, right? This is something that you do across your entire life. And you'll notice that if you're honest with yourself, you notice it. One of the biggest things you're going to do is trading, guys. As traders, one of the biggest things you can do is learn more about yourself, because you'll start seeing, if you're serious about it and you're learning, you learn about risk management, all these things, this emotional stuff that I talk about. What happens is you start seeing that you're doing those same bad habits in the other parts of your life. And then you go, damn, that's what's keeping me back. That's what's keeping me from being successful in these other things I'm trying to do. It's not the other things, it's you. We are our own worst enemy. I'm telling you from experience, guys. I had to go through it myself. Now, since then, I'm fortunate to have multiple decades here doing this, right? But I also have a master's degree in applied economic psychology. So, I have both the structured, educational side of that psychology, as well as the real experience, having gone through it myself, having talked to thousands of traders, through the years, and then going into teaching what we do today. So, again, even if you don't join us, just pay attention to what I'm saying here, because if you really do and you really take it to heart, it's going to put you on the right path toward being, a successful trader. All right. Let me see here. What'd you say there, Peter? Risk management was your biggest fault, setting stop losses. Man, I'm telling you, and it is. And it's not because we're stupid. It's because we're emotional. We're human beings, right? What you find out, once you really learn how to trade, what you find out is it's almost 180 degrees different than what you thought it was when you first came in. That's what it was for me. That's what it's been for most people that I've talked to over the years. We all kind of had the same kind of idea of what trading is or what we think it is when we first come in. And then we listen to all the stuff that everybody regurgitates, right? All the stuff that's been regurgitated for 40, 50, 60, 70 years. All these like high-level nonsense trading things, which may have been true 60, 70 years ago, but aren't today. But people still regurgitate them. And they don't understand that that's why they're losing money, because they're following these things that don't really make a whole lot of sense today. Or it's only part of the story, right? They don't understand the full story, right? One of the things, buy when there's blood in the street, especially if it's yours. Yes, that's absolutely true. That doesn't mean buy every dip. You have to understand, well, what does blood in the street really mean? What does it really look like? You know, there's always more to it than what the simple things that we kind of go, oh yeah, this is great, you know, and kind of share out there tells us. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, so this is what we're looking here with, by the way, this is Nike, just do it, right? Oh, that'll probably get me a strike on the channel that I did that. But anyway, so yeah, so Pepe, I think looking good here, continuing to look good. You know, you're going to get a pullback, you know, at some point along the way here, but ultimately, if you're holding on, at least for this target area and potentially this target area and a breakout higher, I think you're doing good. Bonk is another trade. Like I said, I think Andrew posted a trade setup or two on this. Okay. And just look at this absolute banger move out through here, guys. So in terms of accumulation here for Wyckoff, we've got a great profile here with volume and price action coming up through here. And this is exactly what you want to see. You want to see this jump across the creek. These large candles, large volume kind of coming out through the top here, right? Now, this is what I was saying. Most of the time, what you'll get is you get a breakup into this resistance and then a pullback and then the breakout. But occasionally, you'll get the straight up breakout. This is when I was talking about Bitcoin earlier, that I expect a rally up into resistance and a pullback and then the breakout. But you can, as you see here, sometimes, rare, it's much more rare than not, but you'll get the breakout immediately without the resistance and the pullback and then the go. Does that make sense? So bonk, looking absolutely bonkers here. I'll go ahead and say that. I'm not sure where Andrew's targets are on this, but if you're in, if you're in the Traders Club, you all know. I got to get these guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get these guys to make sure every week that they're sending me their totals on their the wins, losses, average winner, average loser kind of thing, so I can put that all into a great kind of presentation, for everybody, so everybody knows every week how we're doing on that, right? Because that's the goal. I don't want you just to believe that I'm saying it. I want you to, anybody that's in there obviously can see it, but if you're not in yet and you're going, oh, I don't know, it's $50. Well, first of all, guys, listen, it's $50. Again, had you joined when we did it, right? Launched 2 Tuesdays ago, so about a week and a half ago, there's little reason to believe that you wouldn't have made at least a few months worth of profits there. And that's with a very small account, using using the way that the risk management that I teach, which is a very conservative risk management approach. And so, again, if you want it, you guys can check out TWCTradersClub.com. I got to keep bragging. It's worked out so great. We're doing so well. I love it. But anyway, so bonk, again, getting the nice breakout here. If we kind of zoom out to the whole thing, really, overall, I like the structure, right? So we've got kind of this resistance right here. See where you have all this overlapping price action right here, and again right here, and the resistance, and then the move out through, and then finding support around in there. Here we go, kind of bouncing just above it. So I absolutely love the structure here and what's going on with this. Let me zoom out a little bit more to the weekly here. God, look at that weekly candle, guys. And look, weekly Stochk RSI is just now trying to peak out of oversold here. RSI is broken back over bullishly here, broken back on the bullish side of neutral. We're getting volume in on this large candle. I mean, my God, guys, I don't know that you can really ask for a better, like, oh my God, let's go kind of thing on here. So, you know, looking through here, we continue up. I would definitely be looking up here around, 32, 34. Easily, I'd be looking up there. There's a lot of consolidation here, as you see here from back around March. So basically, the time that Bitcoin has been going sideways, slightly down, we've had the consolidation here, right? I don't know. Is this maybe a triangle here? Maybe. It looks like we've got A, B, C. So A, B, C, B, A, B, C, D. Wait, A, B, C. Oh, C. There we go. And this would be A, B, C. It would be like a D. And then maybe a three-way down for an E. And then we'd look for a nice big breakout of that. So potentially got, here looking at this on this larger time frame here, looking at the possibility of having a triangle here forming. Doesn't have to be, but just kind of looking at here. I don't know. 1, 2. Let me zoom the 3-day here. No, we're not going to get that. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 waves up, 3 waves down. We should be headed up higher, I believe, off that. So again, breakout of this nice descending resistance here. I can't even do it there. Let me get there. There we go. And we did that with a little spike of volume here. Large candle spread through that. Should have been long off that, guys. That's how you trade that. This is the 3-day. If you were trading off this 3-day, you get long on that black candle right there. Stop loss just below the candle that broke out. And again, you're looking up. You can look right up here toward this order block here. That white one right there, 3.84R. This is the 3-day. Initial target, you can look. I would look up here. Another target up here, it's 7R, 7.1R. Right there around 36.28. And again, continuing to look for to likely break out higher there. Okay. Let me see here. So yeah, again, when we're looking at these, I don't see a really bad kind of. I don't see us really having a lot of issues with alts. I think alts are going to continue to start running in here. We'll take a look at some more here in a minute. I just wanted to point out BABA. If you guys are paying attention again with the Chinese stimulus, BABA has been great here. You can see, look at this. Look at how long how well they've done this last month. Look at this. Look at that nice move on the monthly. Swing low to swing high on BABA right here, about 35.3%. And most of that, well, I guess a lot of that here has been in the last week. Look at this weekly move from the pivot to the R1 pivot. 21%. Look at the volume on that, guys. Absolutely beautiful move for BABA here. I think we're heading up toward $220 and a quarter. Overall here, I've got us with a 1 and then a 2 and then working on a 3 up there ultimately. So this is the weekly. We'll have pullbacks along the way, but really just kind of looking for it to continue up there. But look at some stocks here. Look at this. NEO's up 14.97%, 15%. TCOM 7.6%, GDS 4.68, 4.6 here for JD. I mean, Queb here is at 3.91. So yeah, by the way, guys, I'll be talking a little bit about these in tonight's market update for the Traders Club. So, we do those market updates every night. We talk about what's going on with stocks, what's going on with bonds, if we need to say something, what's going on with crypto and all those kind of stuff there. Let me see here. And so not only do we have that, but let's jump here. What are we looking at? Look at this. Look at this. We got 20s. Again, we're seeing this daily, guys. We're seeing 20+% daily in alts. Now, I've got this on Coinbase, so these are all USD alts. But look at SHIB. Look at SHIB. That big, huge move. I think we've got an ascending broadening wedge here based off the height of wave 4. That'll give us target about 11,190. Got to break out above wave X here to add confidence to this count. So that's there at 29.40. But man, oh man, look at the weekly here. Look at the daily. Look at that nice big move through the top here, right? Through that resistance. Look at all that volume. Now we're hitting supply. You can tell because the volume is getting pretty close to yesterday's volume, and the candle spread, the size of the candle here, the candle body is much smaller than yesterday's. Now we'll see how it ends out. This is the daily candle, but man, oh man, look at that. Look at that nice run. So a lot of these are breaking out more recently through, resistance, descending resistances like that. You're going to see this on a lot of alts. A lot of alts are going to look pretty similar to this right here. You have a dip down with a large wick, a rally up, slightly, lower dip with a larger wick, and then a pullback here, and sometimes a little bit more wick here, but then you get, you get a higher low off that, and then a breakout through some descending resistance. So you're seeing this kind of structure here on a lot of alts, Foxy accumulation, Andrew says. Looks like it's USDT1. I guess you're jumping on. What's going on here? What time frame are you looking on that on, Andrew? You see here. Oh, you're talking about here locally? I think Andrew's talking about this right here. Or where are you talking about there? You'll have to tell me, man. Daily or 8 hour? Okay. Oh, okay. I think maybe he's talking about. Well, right here. There we go. Yeah. So nice breakout. Here's what we want to say, right? We got a lot of volume coming in. We got a doji, the last 8 hour candle, which tells you there's supply right here, which why wouldn't there be? We've got these guys right here. And these guys just a bit higher up, right? It's not really touching these guys yet, but we got these guys right here giving us some resistance, right? We can look all the way across and look how that's hold there as support and resistance coming through. So definitely no surprise here. So a breakout should see large volume, large candle spread popping out there to give us a jump across the creek on that area right there. Oh, your selling climax is like on the 5th? August 5th. Oh, you're looking. Oh, he's looking bigger structure here. All right, you're looking at this. That bigger structure right there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, still looks great. Again, looking for that breakout to happen there. You can even look at this local structure down here. For those who are maybe paying attention there, gave you that great last point of support instead of a spring here. Rallied up, and there's your jump across the creek. Large candle spread, large spike of volume. Back up the edge of the creek, rallies back up here. Here we go, make another reaccumulation. Looking to head higher on that. But yeah, I think Foxy's looking good overall. Let me see here. Yeah, look at that, almost a 50% pullback here. So I mean, even if we were to jump, even if we were to throw on Elliott wave here, probably like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. 2 maybe complete, or we could always do a flat. We can do 3 up and then 5 back down here. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But overall, got about 50% pullback on that, so potentially could be done there. If the low is in there and 2 is done. Wave 3 is going to get us up there. 0.01397 would be the minimum expected target. And then your wave 5 minimum expected target up there around 0.0162461. I like the breakout through the low volume node, the pull back into it, probably be a little bit of a wick here coming into it, and then the rally back up there. But then, if that's as far as we get, again, you're going to look for your wave 2 to pull back to your wave 4, the larger degree wave 2, right? A little bit lower here. But I think overall, I think we would get an overextension on 3 and or 5 to get us up closer to all this resistance up here. So probably closer to the 0.0227 area. I think we're going to overextensions here as people start getting a little excited about alts, right? Let's see here. Everybody asking about SUI all the time, not just here, but in the trade, in the group coaching and everything. Let me see here. SUI. Coinbase one here. Nice aggressive movement here. Nice aggressive movement here. Let's see. Look at how the volume. Look how the volume flows up with it. And we have a little spike right here, and then it can kind of consolidates as it's rallying just a bit there, and then we take off again. I mean, that looks nice. Whoo! Look at that. Look at that. So if I'm looking at this, this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here. And this looks like a deep 2 coming off there. This looks like a B, C, followed by a B, C here. Oh, what am I doing? He's got to come down here. Just try to throw this on here real quick for y'all. Give you my bigger look on this overall. Oh, darn it, wrong one. Forgot it's a WXY overall. So that's what those two ABCs together mean. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 swings. It's a WXY correction. And we've broken out above wave X, which should say that, hey, we're headed out. We're headed up there higher. So locally here, very obvious it's going to be a 1 and a 2. Which would mean wave 3. Minimum expected target of 3.1216. Let me see, where are we looking at overall for this to go? I think we'll get an overextension though. I think we'll get it probably closer to the $4.50 area here to get that 5 closer to the wave 3 up here. So minimum expected wave 3 target of 3.12, but I think we'll get closer to 4.37, 4.5 area with that. Which is our normal wave 5, because that way that'll carry wave 5 then up pretty close to the wave 3 target up there. And then wave 5, potentially up here around $16.72. Now, this is without any other than just that little bit of that overextension on wave 3. It could very much, everything could kind of blow up really well and do even further, but minimally, it looks like we got 5 waves up around $16.72. So That's where we'd be looking there. Let me see here. Yeah, I think Sui's got a lot of possibility as well too. I don't think you jump out of Solana. I think Solana's still got a lot to go. But yeah, I think Sui is definitely the next following up in that. So I think Raul, if you're into, his banana zone and all that kind of stuff and in what he thinks, I believe he's also got Sui on his radar or something that he expects to do pretty well. So yeah. Hey, you're welcome, of course. Gold, guys, look at gold. Gold almost. Can we get it? Can we get the little bit more here? Remember my target's up here at 2741.90. We hit 2708.7. So just $32, $33 away from it. We'll see if we can get that final push up there to finish it. I'm not sure if we do. Let me see here. Actually, okay. So potentially, yeah, I think we maybe get a little bit of a pullback here and then rally up higher. Right now, it's printing this big bearish engulfing candle. Watch that volume. If that volume's up there over yesterday's, I'd be looking for a pullback, probably back down here toward 2,600 or so. Would be my initial target. Well, let me say, basically we're looking at this ascending support here. So that would get us, right around that R1 pivot for this week. So right around $2,600. We're going to want to see how this closes, and especially if we get follow through the next day, so Monday, we'll want to be looking down here toward 2,600. That could be wave 3 there, but we're going to have to see if we can get maybe just some movement down here and then a rally back up, finish it out. So gold continuing to look good, right? What else we got? Oh, index. Let's talk about the indexes real quick, guys. Man, absolutely. I go over these every night, the market wrap for our Traders Club members. And again, if you're in the group coaching, you get access to Traders Club. So, if you're really serious about wanting to learn, but you also want those trades, man, jump in the group coaching. I'm telling you guys, it's silly to sit on the sidelines from experience. It's silly to sit on the sidelines going, man, I'm so smart, I'll get it figured out. That's what I did. And I screwed up for years. I wasted a lot of money and a lot of time. And, time is compounding, guys, right? The longer you kind of put things to the side and you don't actually take the steps you need to take, the more opportunity you're going to miss, the more compounding effect that you're going to miss. The longer you're doing your thing and doing it successfully, the greater the compounding effect over time. But if you sit there and kind of just screw around and you're not really getting those wins like you'd like to see that are really going to make a difference in your life and not doing that consistently, what are you doing? There's no compounding effect to take in there to really take you where you want to go. It is not the single trade that's going to take you guys to whatever in your head you think you want to be financially or wealth-wise. It is a system and proper risk management and time, because time and compounding, the eighth wonder of the world, right? Time and compounding are going to do all that heavy lifting for you. You just have to make sure you're giving it fuel. Think of time and compounding together as a furnace. And the more fuel you give it, the higher and greater and stronger and brighter it burns. Your fuel in this case are your positive trades, your successful trades. Because when you have a successful trade, you can then take a bigger position on your next trade. And if you have a successful trade there, you're going to make even more profit, which adds to your overall equity, right? Your capital account, and you can get to a bigger position next one, right? And when you start out, this is most traders, they get deterred at the beginning, okay? They get deterred at the beginning because they think, oh, I've only got $500, I've only got $1,000, so I need to take the big risky trade and not worry about risk management because I need to hit 100x ASAP. Okay. That is what, and you guys you can sit there and deny it, but I know 99% of y'all, that's what you've thought. I thought it when I first started out. I had very little money when I first started out, and I was losing it constantly. I'd have to go find a way to make more money just so I could lose it constantly, right? This is where traders come in and they screw themselves over. They think that it's all got to be made overnight and whatever. And really what you need to focus on is your system and tweaking it and getting it better and better over time. Proper risk management to make sure that you're not losing your butt every time you lose. And if you can do that, then that time and compound, and then you have to have patience, time and compounding. If you've got $1,000 account or $500 account, it's going to be kind of slow at first. This is the reality. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like all these big influencers that, oh yeah, you're going to turn $100 into $10,000 here in the next week. Because first of all, if you were lucky enough to do it once or maybe even twice, it is not sustainable. I promise you, it's not sustainable. And what you're going to be doing is losing all of it and more because you're going to get tricked into thinking that that's the way it's going to be. Okay? So again, guys, whether you join us or you join service, whatever, these are the things you have to pay attention to. Don't let somebody tell you what you want to hear. As a new trader, as somebody who's not successful yet as a trader, consistently profitable, who can trade all day long instead of having to work, right? Don't let them tell you that thing that gets you all excited FOMO-wise that you're going to be, nailing $1,000 trades daily. You're not. It takes time to learn. And it takes time to do it effectively. And you have to have the account balance there because here's the thing. If they're telling you you're going to make $1,000 in the next week from a $100 account, do you have any idea how much risk you are taking? That kind of risk is not sustainable. Okay? But here's the thing. If you're serious about being a trader and you're serious about it as something that you want to be able to do, maybe you hate your job and you want to be able to get out of that job and still provide for your family. Maybe you like your job, but you're having trouble because you're getting paid so little, right? And you love your job, what you do, but you're thinking, man, maybe I have to, change jobs to something I don't want to do to make more money so I can take care of my family. Whatever it is, if you're looking at it, the thing is, if you focus on trading as what it is, which is a skill set that's a lifelong thing that can allow you to increase your financial position and you're well positioned through your life, well, then all of a sudden, if you've got the patience, that little bit that it starts the first year, that little bit of compounding happens the first year, becomes exponential. And I'll tell you what, even if you're just starting out with like $1,000 account, you would be amazed at how large that account can become in 4 to 5 years. But this is where I turn people off because I'm giving you the reality. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your rear end to get you to join or whatever. You deserve better than that. You're here to talk about trading. Let's talk about the reality of trading. This is the reality of trading. Now you're going to knock some out of the park along the way, and the better you get, the more you're going to knock out of the park. Okay? But your focus should be on learning, on creating a system that works for you, right? Because you're different from everybody else. Works for you. Learning and implementing proper risk management every single time. Having the focus, the discipline, and the consistency to keep up with that, to do it, right? And then patience. If you can do that, that'll put you in the top 10th of 1% of traders out there. It really is as simple as that. Trading is simple. It's just not easy because we have to deal with our emotions and all that psychological baggage that we have. Focus, make a plan, work your plan. Okay, guys? You say here, you have to understand what you do with trades, learn from the bad ones and reinforce the good ones. Absolutely. If you're not keeping a trading journal, you're purposely sabotaging yourself. Your trading journal will help you. It'll help you see things that you don't see in the moment. Okay? David says 2%, 30 times is a double. Yeah. Yeah. See, look at that. Let's just say you waited for a particular trade setup that has like an 80% chance that it's going to be correct. And it's gonna make you 2%, right? We always talk about, if you're going in with a 1% risk, try and make a 2% minimum, right? And let's say you do that 3 days. Let's say you're in crypto, right? Thousands of charts. Let's say you do that once every 3 days. So that makes 10 trades in a month, right? 10 trades in a month. Now let's say half of them are correct. So you make 5 trades that are profitable in a month at 2%. Well, here's the thing, that compounding thing I was talking about, month after month, it gets huge. It gets huge. So, and we're talking just one trade to make only 2%, right? Using my risk management that I teach. And you're only taking 5 trades a month, or I'm sorry, 10 trades a month, right? One every 3 days on average. And half of them don't even work out. Right? And so your first year, you're going to double it a few times. You're going to double it once, and then you'll double that, right? But it comes when you're getting like to year 3, year 4, year 5. That's when you're doubling huge amounts. But you have to have the discipline, the focus, the consistency, and the patience to make it there first. Stop trying to get rich today, next week, next month. Okay? Focus on the bigger picture. That's what it's all about. Okay? I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, but these are the realities of trading, guys. These are the things that are going to make you successful. Not all the other BS you're going to hear a lot of the influencers on there. I don't even see most of them. Somebody will come up to me, hey, Chris, what do you think about what this person's saying? I'm like, who the heck is this person? They've got like 300,000 followers. And I'm like, what the hell are they even talking about? It makes no sense, the trade advice they're trying to give. But they market, right? And that's all they care about is marketing. Because then you get out there, you go, oh, look, they got 300,000 followers. They must know what they're talking about. And they're spitting out half-truths and outright lies. And you get caught up in that. And then you think trading is a scam. You think it doesn't work, but it does. You just followed the wrong person, but you don't know that, right? It's so tough. I can't even imagine having started today like you guys start today with all social media like it is. Knowing what I know after all these years, I can't even imagine starting today, honestly. Let me jump in here real quick, guys. So what do we have going on here? Again, I update this every day. I talk about it in the market wrap at the end of the day for our Trader Club members. Here's the thing, guys. Look at what do we have here. We have our tech-heavy NASDAQ, right? We have our broad-based Dow Jones, and we have our mid, right? Still kind of heavily tech, but a little bit more broad-based than what we had the NASDAQ, but nowhere near as broad-based as Dow Jones, S&P. You can look at these 3 candles, and you can tell what happened today. You can tell tech's having a difficult day overall. You can tell that broadly, overall, the market's still looking good. A lot of sectors doing all right. Technology having a little bit of issue. So what's important here? Well, Dow Jones made another new all-time high. I gave this target when we're back down here of the R1 pivot. We just hit that today. That's great. It's taking a little bit more time here with the S&P here. But really importantly, notice resistance, 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 pullback, retest. We were cautious here. I told everybody be cautious right here with this gap up into this doji. I said, watch, we need real good follow through here. We got none. We got another doji. Here, same thing happened. We had the gap up into a doji, pulled back a long lower leg doji. No real follow through on that. Same thing here. We had a doji, and then the next day we had an outside bar, bigger doji here, which led to further upside. So we were looking up, right? Importantly, NASDAQ has finally broken out, as you can see here. NASDAQ's laggard, right? So tech is, what does this tell you? We've got new all-time highs for the for the SPY, right? The S&P here. New, even better all-time highs for the Dow. Not quite new all-time highs yet for the NASDAQ. So that tells you that on this, rally through here, tech's a laggard. That doesn't mean that they're down. They could be gearing up to get ready to go. But if you want to see a healthy market, you want to see the Dow rallying. That's a healthy market. Okay. But look at what we got here. We broke out above wave one. Great. We coming back, retesting the area of support. Okay. We'll see if we do that. But importantly, we've got 3 waves down, which we broke out above. This is corrective. This suggests that we're going to continue up to a new all-time high. Right? So that's what we're looking at here. Now, this doesn't have to hold here. We can pull back. And if we do, I'd probably be looking, I don't know, probably right around 19,390, 19,400 maybe, initial target. Let me get that over there. $19,320 maybe, if we get that pullback there. But to me, that's just a pullback before we continue heading up higher there. So the expectation is that NASDAQ will continue to follow the SPY, the S&P and the Dow, break out to a new all-time high. It's just lagging behind that, okay? Let me see here. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at, guys and gals. Coming in there. So, again, Bitcoin continues to look good overall. We've got some possibilities with it at the moment, but, again, if we're breaking that 70,000 level, starts looking really good. That, for me, again, my initial thought is we get a pullback before we get the big breakout. But it doesn't always have to happen like that. Like I showed you there with, I think it was Bonk. But alt's looking good. The alt index there, total 2 minus, it's the alts minus Bitcoin, getting ready to break out. Ethereum keeps rallying up. Ethereum's usually the leader, for the alts. When Ethereum's going, it kind of tells us alts are going to go with it. Why? Because it's big and it's been around forever and a day, But I think if you've been concerned about alts, I think we're probably not really so worried about it, or you probably shouldn't be anymore. It's looking pretty good. Now, how many people are going to take, that chance? I think people are so beaten down, they'll probably, have a tough time making some commitments there. If you have that tough time, join us, TWCTradersClub.com. Get in there and join us. Start taking the trades we're taking. We're not now, the Traders Club we're not there to teach you how to trade. We'll give you the ideas we're looking at and why, why maybe we're doing it. And you can kind of pick up some stuff from that. But if you legit want to learn how to read the market, how to understand how and why the market moves like it does, I teach that better than absolutely anybody else out there. Put me up against anybody any day as far as teaching that goes. And I guarantee you will learn and understand a lot more about that from me than you will from anybody else. That's what I do. But if you want to do that, you join the group coaching at TexasWestCapital.com. And again, if you want to do it, you can get a 30% off right now with 30 off. It's either GC or CG. God dog it. Now I got to look here. I think I might have said something wrong on that. Just so I'm not telling you guys. Let me see here. GC 30, the number 30 OFFGC. And actually, let me see here. Did I screw that up? You might actually be 35% off, not 30% off. Give me a minute here. Let me see here. Oh, God dang it. Hit the wrong key there. Oh my gosh. How am I getting this wrong on here? Oh, I'll have to check it out. It doesn't look like it's working right now with the oh man, I'm gonna have to check the links. Are you kidding me? Well, so goes it, right? But I think I'll tell you exactly what it is here real quick. Just log into my Stripe account, because I was putting that it was 35 off and the code says 30. Now I gotta verify what it is. I have to post a whole new thing online. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'll let you know. It is. Come on here. Oh, it's 35. Is that what it is? Let me see. Yep. Yep. I totally screwed that up. I'll have to repost it on there. Looks like y'all get a little bit more time if you want to take advantage of it, because I'm not going to just put up there and say, oh, tomorrow it's done. But yeah, it looks like it's 35 off. 35 off GC. All right. If you guys have any issues with it, just send me a DM, or you can send me an email at christopher.inks@texaswestcapital.com as well if you need that, if the DM doesn't come through. Oh, man. Really need to hire people in there to do that. Anyway, guys, hey, listen. I'm going to get out of here. It's 12:30. So really appreciate y'all joining in a bit. Hopefully learn a little something about trading, the realities of trading. I'm not going to blow smoke up your rear end, guys, okay? Jules, you're very welcome. Says, thanks for keeping me level-headed. Always appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not here to FOMO you guys or whatever. I'm here to, give you honest input, honest analysis without the emotions. And of course, when it comes to trading, to help you guys understand exactly what it means to be a trader. Because there's too much of the other nonsense going on there, the stuff that you think you want to hear, which is incorrect. And it's going to end up causing you to lose a lot of money. And then you won't ever get to that point where you're like, wow, this is really a great thing. And I want you to get to that point where, wow, it's really a great thing, because it's been a great thing for me. And that's what I try and share through what we do at TWC and what I do out here, with the social media and everything. Just so you guys know, it's a big thing. I absolutely hate social media. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be 50 this year. I'm an old dog. I don't really enjoy it. But then I meet some of y'all that are just really great. And that's nice. That's nice. But really the only reason I'm even on social media is for what we do at TWC. And so, I figure if I'm going to come out here, I got to make it worth your time. I got to give you real talk, right? I got to give you the thing that most other people out there are not telling you, because they just want you to come in and if they feed you what you want to hear, you'll come and you spend money with them. So be careful with that. Okay, guys? All right, guys. As always, remember, the only thing you control is how much you lose. So please keep working on that risk management. Again, thank you all so much for taking some time out of your day to join me here. Andrew says he's going to be traveling to Dallas next week, Monday through Wednesday. So I'll do my best with trades while I'm gone. It's for business. Yeah, no worries, man. Obviously. Dude, people probably need to take a break from trying to keep up with everything you've been posting for the last week and a half. So they'll probably be like, oh, whew, we could take a break now. Anyway, there it is, guys. That said, if you're in the Traders Club, of course, we've got our trades up there, and I'm going to see if I can post some more here for me today as well. The market wrap tonight, again, will include some talk about some Chinese stocks, because I know some of y'all are interested in hearing that after all that stimulus coming in. So there you go. All right, guys, listen, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Trade safe. And hopefully don't spend the whole weekend staring at the computer. All right? Take some time away. Enjoy time, family, friends, even just by yourself. Get out of the house. Touch dirt. Not grass, dirt. Touch dirt. Dirt's good for you. All right? All right. Take care, everybody.